Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Lorena Creole, bringing you that spice to sci fi and pop culture analysis, and of course, keeping it real when it comes to theme parks. And welcome to another after school special installment called Two Nerdy Girls and a Guy, or maybe we should call him a geek to kind of kind of flow with the theme. But we're talking Masters of the Universe Revelation, and we're almost there. We're almost there. We're giving you a 1-2 punch for this live stream. So we're doing episode 4 and episode 5, and a little pre-game preview as to what part 2, meaning the other 5 episodes, are going to be about. I'm pretty sure you all have an idea, but hey, let's talk about it together. So speaking of together, we've got back with us again, and of course, Fat Steven. How are you folks doing?
It only took 4 episodes to be called a geek. I'm honored.
Doing well, Lorena. I hope you both are.
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
That's right.
Oh man. So let's see, folks. Who do we have in the chat? I know who's the Panda Express hat?
That's Panda Express. Mark is really tired. Or if I want to, I could be leader host.
Oh, I was looking at the Panda Express hat, and I'm just like, where can you get one of those at? That's
right after you get one plastic surgery, and then you gotta go work out.
No, not cool.
You gotta dress as Deadpool.
That's all right.
And then you gotta sit on a cloud with Crisco, and then you gotta tell Steven.
I'm like, I like the Fat Steven with the Crisco though. That was actually kind of cute. It just has this kitschy feel to it. I love it though. But I always have to remark on how beautiful your necklace is. It's like you have a different necklace on every time you come on my show. It looks so nice.
Thank you so much.
I absolutely love it. Oh, girl, you're welcome. I got an eye for jewelry, that's for sure. Not the bank account to really back it up, but I just walk by the jewelry store and something will stick out. I'm like, don't look at the price tag. Don't look at the price tag. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. And then someone will come and say, "Oh, would you like to look at?" I'm like, no. No, I made the mistake once of going in a jewelry store just to look, and I have no idea what it is about me, but they will go and pull out the most expensive freaking thing.
Because they know you have fantastic taste.
Thank you. But I'm just like, come on, y'all, really? Because they're like, oh, here, try this. I don't know. They pulled out some kind of Bulgari piece of jewelry, and they're just like, here, it's so beautiful, and it matches with it. So you know, they put it on. I said, oh, it's beautiful, and how much is it? And they said 100,000. Like, you better take it off here. Here, bye. I'm like, no. That's like sugar daddy territory, and I don't really want to go there again. Let's see, who do we have in the chat here? We have CJ, my amazing graphic artist, who says, "Oh baby, it's a subgroup only. That's hot." Yes, we are doing sub only for a little bit for some control reasons. So not a big deal. So please sub if you have not. I would sure appreciate that. And to everybody here on the panel. Let's see, we have Snortopoopus Q Burr who says hello, who minds, and other critters. Well, hello, Snortopoopus. I love that polar bear look you got going on there, as always. And we have Grumpy Old Ninja Kentaro Oi. I hope I said that right. Says, I'm still ending my day at work, so have a great show, y'all. Well, thank you, my dear. Thank you for dropping in. I appreciate that. And we got Keely Chow. Says, hey, everybody. Hey, Keely Chow. Gotta say Roll Tide when you see Keely Chow.
Roll Tide pods.
He's a Roll Tide. I bet you somebody has tried that. At a Bama rally. Keely, has someone ever done that with Roll Tide, but instead of the box of Tide, they have the Tide Pods? I bet you somebody's done that, honestly. I really do. I really do. And check it out. We have got Biggerford Entertainment, aka Enzo Hodges, in the chat. So nice to see you, my dear. I had the privilege of being on the Dark Council panel with him last
Hmm.
night. Yeah, he's an amazing guest. He's got a great channel, and bro, I got to get you on my channel sometime in the near future. He's got some serious comic knowledge. And so you'll have to let me know if you're gonna take the hit and watch Hawkeye, because I am, and I'm looking for some people to share my pain on the stream. Seriously, yeah. Let's see.
I don't have any more left. I decided to subject myself to 2 episodes of Doctor Who Flex, and that is the first new Doctor Who I have watched since Capaldi.
Oh,
That long.
oh, oh.
Oh, it would have been better if there wasn't those people playing those roles. If it was like the Tennant series or the Matt Smith or Capaldi, it would have been an actual good show.
You know, I saw Jodie Whittaker in Attack of the Block. She was the worst actress in that. I can't imagine having to watch her as Dr. Karen in Doctor Who. I just can't.
I
I
honestly,
can't.
I found the episode with the Rosa Parks one where they talked about Rosa Parks. I truly didn't care for that episode, and I thought it was actually, a very negative episode.
Hmm.
Because it's almost like they made it seem like she was responsible for what happened with Rosa Parks. That's what it felt like, and I just kept sitting there wondering, why would they write this?
They're not writing; they're just plagiarizing ideas. What are you talking about? BBC.
I don't get it. It's one of those where Doctor Who, like, I wasn't a Doctor Who fan, it just wasn't my thing. But I had friends who liked Doctor Who. And when I went to conventions in the UK, I thought it was really cool to be, literally in, the home of Doctor Who. So I thought that was really cool. But to hear that they were trashing that the same way they did with Star Trek, my heart just broke. It really did. It just broke. Hey, awesome one. Say thanks for pulling an ass. So much suffering for the cause. Dude, I would rather watch this than Batwoman. For real. At least these are like 20-minute episodes. Batwoman, that's a whole freaking hour with commercials. I no. No.
I will say one thing though. Most definitely, if you guys can grab tickets, go watch Ghostbusters. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yes.
That's where I'm going tonight. I can.
Yeah, I watched that, and and actually, after watching that movie, no spoilers, I've been in a good mood all day. It literally put me in a good mood all day. Like, not even playing Battlefield ruined my mood. Like, I was just like, I can handle crap today. All right, it was like endorphins.
No joke. The movie theater that I bought my tickets to go to, they like push this notification says, hey, for $35, you can buy the Ecto One popcorn bucket.
Do it. I want it.
Actually said, yeah, I want it. Shut up and take my freaking money. I'm like, I can't remember the last time I had to happen. Actually,
I'll say one thing after looking at all the reviews from critics, and I use critics with air quotes and a hand grenade. The amount of flack this movie's getting means it's that good.
Oh yeah, we knew that. Because they were just all the hate articles that were coming out at it from quote unquote critics. It's like, yeah, we knew. We knew. But it's good to get that confirmation that's slowly, leaking out. So I'm excited. I haven't been excited about seeing a movie in a very long time. So look forward to this one. Hello, Robert says, hi, everyone. Well, hello to you, and thank you for being a channel member along with Snortopoopus. I sure as heck do appreciate that. Let's see. We have, speaking of suffering for the cause, I did some suffering last night because of Batwoman. Yeah, that's why I won't touch it. I won't touch it. I'll just watch Az's reviews, but I can't put myself through that. Epstein's Ghost. Hello, my dear. Says, yo, Lorena. Hope all is well to you and your guest. Well, thank you, Epstein's Ghost. Thank you. Sort of appreciate that. Yes, we are indeed well. Epstein's ghost actually, he's a supporter over there on the Dark Council. So thank you so much for following me over here. And let's see, we have Kaylee D who says, hey, well, hello, Kaylee. Always good to see you, my dear. Always good to see you. And let's see, we have Mayor McCheese, like, oh my God. Yes, and as if you are here. You are here. And stunning and brave Megatron, whose cleavage I envy. Totally.
Do they have jiggle physics?
Yes.
Like, do they transform into smaller or bigger cups? I'm just wondering.
I don't know, stunning and brave Megatron. You're gonna have to tell us that because I don't.
Yes,
I don't think
us,
so.
Yes.
I would. That's a detail that I would like to know.
Me too.
What's slowly leaking out? Reviews about Ghostbusters Afterlife from actual people who've gone to see it. That's what's slowly leaking.
Oh, good.
I know where you were going with that, though. So I wanted to clear that up. Take the L, critics. Ghostbusters 2016 sucks. Deal with it. Goodness, you know what? I watched that because I had to for an episode of Toxic Femme, and it was one of the freaking worst things I ever had.
Hold on. Wait till you see the cup size I'm drawing you.
What?
Oh my! Okay. Don't give me a cup size.
I can't wait to see that.
Wow, it sounds great.
Especially if you draw me looking like a Windblade. You don't know who Windblade is. You know who Windblade is? Yeah, check that out. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Speaking of Ghostbusters, folks, tomorrow's lunch table show, we're actually going to be talking non-spoilers about Ghostbusters Afterlife. 12 noon tomorrow.
Come on,
lunch
no
table.
Spoilers. Sorry.
I'm going to try to keep it.
Screw the masses. We're doing spoilers. We don't ever do spoilers. We're doing spoilers.
We're doing spoilers.
I'll do spoilers. They can mute me all they want.
We're going to have to put a spoiler alert out during the stream.
Yeah, right, the thumbnail.
Now I got some ideas for the road version. Oh, man. Well, folks, there are 13 of you in here watching. Thank you so very much. We have with us, and of course, Fat Steven Seagal with us. And we're just going to rip the Band-Aid off and just go right into this sucker, which is episode 4, which is Land of the Dead.
You mean fighting with themselves?
There's a reason why is so happy and excited right now. So why don't you tell us? Because there's something behind it.
Well, I have to say, this was my favorite episode of all of them. And there are a number of reasons why. And to be honest with you, if someone had told me that we get to go to heaven and to hell and then back to earth again, or Eternia again in one season, I would have said, hell no, that's a lie. But boy, we've really been taken all over pretty much everywhere the series has to offer in just 5 episodes, which is pretty remarkable. But I really liked this episode because everybody had to confront different fears and challenges, and they were not necessarily directed in a agenda driven way. When Teela has to fight herself, which I loved. And about the only thing missing was that she didn't call herself a bitch. And then, right? It's like, why are you so bitchy?
Yeah.
That would have been something that your ego would have said to you, especially knowing her. Seeing Orko go back to Trollian with Evelyn. And I almost thought that maybe they were trying to tell Evelyn that she should stick around people or somebody who has a more positive influence and not around like evil Skeletor all the damn time. I almost got that message for that. And then even the part where Andra finally gets to put her abilities to the test and figure out how they're going to use Roboto was a little different. It didn't have anything to do with anybody else. And it was just sort of like a technical thing. No agendas here. And I kind of like the underworld. So, yeah.
that, Steven?
This episode is pretty much the only worthwhile episode in general. I'm not even going to look at 5 because 5 is just repetitive hashing of travesty towards the first one. But yeah, we get to see character development and emotional standard that we don't get at all from supposedly the main protagonist who has a zucchini stuck so far up somewhere where she can't get her over her own self, her own prerogative. And we're seeing Orko finally have the self-realization that he's not a failure, that he's not anything more than his own self-doubt holding him back. And that is the brilliance of Orko. And Evil-Lyn, even though a villain, is the one that helps him see the better side of him.
Yes.
Isn't that just the craziest twist?
I have one more thing to add. Kevin Smith can suck it. Sorry.
You're not wrong.
Sorry.
No, you're not wrong. It's
sorry.
Just like,
please, Chad, please.
It's like just take a walk off a short period, dude.
Mm-hmm.
But no, but I agree with all of you. Now I will say with this episode, literally, I forgot what happened in it because I was so angry about what happened with Orko, and it just having him die for some reason, that just really hurt me, and I was so pissed that it was just like I couldn't recall this episode at all. And then of course we went from this one to the next one, which had even more of a hot mess. So I really liked seeing this again because it reminded me of kind of like what I had missed because I was so pissed at the end. Just Orko talking about him and about Trollan and how he missed it and how everyone seemed to be so great at magic except for him. And it's like, and your heart breaks because he always wants to help everyone. He always wants to do something to brighten someone's day. And even when his magic backfires, his friends are just like, he tried. That's kind of like what he does. But not only having him go there and you can tell how heartbroken he is, how much Evil-Lyn hooks into that. And she doesn't demonize him for that. If anything, she kind of like, I want to say, verbally slaps him around a little bit in a playful way. It's just that little spark that you have, that little spark of magic. But she was like, some people might call it sorcery. And what I liked what they did is they didn't tell. They showed why. And she used a small spark that she had. And you see like that gorgeous, just blue, I call it falcon. I probably shouldn't say blue falcon. All the military people are probably laughing right now. But that it's flying around and it's so magical and just what it does. And Orko is like transfixed on it. And she's like, it's not sorcery. She's like, it's magic. And that brings you back to why Eternia is so, why it needs magic. Literally in that moment, it's just, that is why Eternia needs magic. And of all people to have Orko's back like that is Evil-Lyn.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and obviously the teams kind of get separated in this amazing illusion that scare glow creates, and I love that they're not able to communicate with one another. They have to deal with the circumstances in sort of these groups that they're in together. Evil-Lyn and Orko find something called the Font of Mystical Energy. And it sounds amazing, essentially it's a source of power and a source of magical power that's very important. And I think that it's an inspiration in the story telling you that there is still a source of power. The ending, just because all the power, the magical power is gone right now, doesn't mean as we continue in the story that we'll never see it again. And so I really like that they did that because they brought them to Trollan, which is Orko's homeworld. And while it is true that in this episode they get attacked by, you know, sort of like these ghost Trollians, it was nice to kind of see the Orko's homeworld and to get a little backstory on him. And, you know, like he is a worthwhile being. And there's so much more to Orko than meets the eye, isn't there?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
what did you guys think about, and I know that I kind of mentioned it briefly about how Teela has this, I guess I'm not going to call it a Luke Skywalker moment, but it felt like a Luke Skywalker moment because she kind of like has to fight herself, and then, you know, she has a sword, and she's confronted with, you know, what's going to happen to her life. And the same, you know, like when Luke Skywalker goes into the cave on Dagobah and has to sees his face in the mask that his father had. You know, and I also think what's very interesting about that too is that she kind of doesn't she touch on the idea that she's afraid of these things that are happening to her, although she's gone, you know, head first into this. Like, you know, there's no turning back. She's in the land of the dead, so it's not like she can go ahead and escape what she's gone into now. And Scareglow feeds off of her fears as she's having this confrontation with self. It's amazing. It's like self-therapy.
It's almost like it reminds me in a way of the cave scene in The Empire Strikes Back.
Yes.
Where Luke senses that the dark side is there. He just knows that it feels cold. He notices he's drawn to it, and Yoda tells him, you know, the cave that's, you know, strong with the dark side. And Luke grabs his blaster, and he's just like, no, you know, you won't need your weapon. And he's like, well, what's in there? Only what you take with you.
Yes.
And that kind of gave me and I'm trying to something called the allegory of the cave for some reason. My English teacher is going to smack me for forgetting that. But that whole thing about, and that is actually a major part of the hero's journey, is facing what it is that you're afraid of.
Yes, you know? And we truly see that here with Teela. Maybe for the first time, she's actually seeing some of her weaknesses here, and seeing it right in front of her face is something that she's maybe been running away from. Maybe that's why she ran away in the beginning of this series, is because she didn't want to face her fears. Perhaps it had nothing to do with how angry she was with everybody for lying to her. You know, maybe it really was just this fear of discovering things about herself and coming to the realization that she has to live with these things about herself. So, you know, I kind of wonder about that as well. And then, you know, Roboto, Beastman, and Andra have to fight these shadow beasts. And they kind of like have this separate quest or thing that they have to do as they're overcoming this. And, you know, there at some point, there has to be some sort, I hope I'm talking about the right one, it has something to do with the sword again.
You have to reforge the sword, yes, but they're fighting like the shadow beasts. They're described as zombies or green, whatever you want to call it. But yeah. But honestly, remember, Kevin Smith is a huge Star Wars fan. If we look at Mallrats in general, right, the way he was trying to do the Jedi mind tricks with Silent Bob. So pretty much, I think this is kind of not just a nod, but a ripoff from Empire Strikes Back, and you can see it within it. It's like we got Green Dude, which is pretty much Scareglow. Instead of good Yoda, we got evil Yoda, trying to teach about fear and taking the fear. And then we got Teela not only fighting He-Man as a possessed form of her fear, we're also getting herself in what she was. And it's really weird hearing Sarah Michelle Gellar yell at herself.
And you know what? Even weirder, and even though her voice still grates me, I found it interesting that she didn't fight herself as the way she looked then. I mean, at present, she fought herself the way that she looked when she was in the castle or in the kingdom.
Yes, she did. And, you know, I think that speaks volumes because, you know, she doesn't want to admit that she was a hottie, and now she's kind of like, neither here nor there.
Mm-hmm.
And also, to be honest with you, I think it has a lot to do with that. It's something that she's thinking about. I mean, look at the photo that they have for her in the Land of the Dead. It doesn't look like it. Just, it's such a sad looking
dude.
It does look like a man. Yeah, it looks like a man, and it doesn't look like Tila at all. And I think if she saw a picture of herself this way, the way we're seeing it, she wouldn't recognize herself. She would be very shocked to see that type of look. I'm not going to say that the way that she's actually drawn was not purposeful, but I am saying that perhaps deep down inside, she doesn't actually see herself the way that she's portraying herself now. Like, it's kind of like you run out and you do something spontaneously, and it's not really something that was in your heart. Maybe her old Tila self is in there somewhere. I think maybe it's still there. Yeah.
Yeah. I just found that really, really interesting, having her fight herself as she used to be. But although I will say there's one thing that there's a lot of things that annoy me about it, but besides her voice, just usually when the hero is facing a certain fear, they're not all, yeah, I'm cool. I can defeat this. I can defeat this or whatever. And even if they start out that way, there's a period in time where they're just like, okay, I'm really freaking scared right now. Like they either drift or something happens where things get real, and they're just like, I really don't know what to do at this point. And that kind of bridge between going in without fear and then emerging over conquering your fear, that part seemed to be gone. So that part kind of took me out of it. It kind of just, I guess it just with this whole thing of her kind of being a Mary Sue in a way, like nothing scares me. I'm not afraid of anything. And that made, again, a point that could have made her more relatable, didn't.
Yes, that is true. She can handle anything now. She's perfect, and there's nothing that
poor fat
Stephen. If she was so goddamn perfect, she would already have mastered her fear. She would not be always angst and angry at everything that feels like a betrayal. She would have gone on with saving eternity and sucked it the hell up and been a hero.
And she certainly wouldn't have walked away.
She's not a Mary Sue. She's a teary Sue.
Exactly.
She doesn't have tears, cry, whine, bitch.
A teary Sue.
And it seems like Scareglow doesn't want to let them go.
No, he needs fear to survive, right? And because their fear is so fresh, it's something new. But that's why he got so pissed off, because she was like, I'm not going to give you any more fear. And you start seeing this because then Orko realizes the bravery as well. And all those shades eventually get defeated because they're all dealing with self-doubt. And that's where the fear is growing.
Yes.
Maybe that's just sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think it's very interesting when you're looking at this. And I mean, it seems like at some point when Orko finds himself having to use his powers so that everyone can kind of be released from the underground, so to speak. He has to, just slam Scareglow, and he just does such an incredible job. But it is like, very
your shadow. Sorry.
What?
Yes.
I love that. Demon, go back to your shadow. But it's not even that. That right before he even makes that choice, when he turns to Evelyn and goes, Evelyn, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And that is where it hits you. It hits you because
it really does.
And not only then, but when Evelyn looks back and it's just like, he can't do it alone. And she literally tries with the last bit of strength that she has. She tries to actually help him, and then that fails. And it's just like, oh my God, he's gonna die. But she actually tried to help him. She didn't have to, but she actually did. So I found that was, even though she knows, like, hey, magic attorney is gone, I'm gone too, but just to be able, just because she knows how much attorney is dependent on magic, how much she is, how much Orko is. I just thought
I'm
that
always
was
so
quite
surprised
heartbreaking.
at how Evelyn can open up those doors. How how Evelyn has the magic to open up a door, that you must open using magic. She's amazing. I mean, I have to say this. I liked her even more after this episode.
I agree. I think this was the episode where I firmly landed, I'll say Team Evelyn. I mean, it was like that to be, to kind of begin with. She started out to be like, okay, I'm kind of liking her a heck of a lot more than I like Tila. Is there something wrong with that? Maybe. I don't care. But this episode is what really cemented it. And I think it's because you saw emotion that came out of Evelyn that we didn't really see in Tila. She was just bitchy. Evelyn could be that way, but the way that she would temper it, again, it's like Cersei from Game, from Game of Thrones. She could,
Yes.
tell you to go to hell in a way that it make you look forward to the trip. That's kind of like what she would do. But how did you guys feel after Orko died? Just the way
I
that they
was
showed, that he was dead.
I don't think it
I
was
was
the
sad
death.
about it. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, ladies first. Ladies first.
Oh, that's so kind. I was sad
Too bad.
about it, and I didn't want to see him do that. And in one of the previous episodes, Orko was pretty weak. When Man at Arms was kind of trying to save him by feeding him from that the water from that magical
That
fountain.
can it well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I thought, how's Orko even going to survive a blast like this? But what I think is that when they came upon, that special mystical energy, the font of mystical energy, I think it gave him some strength, and that's where he was able to find the ability to fight Scareglow. And he needed to have that vision. If he didn't have that vision, I think that he wouldn't have been able to combat Scareglow. And so for him, finally admitting that he's a magical being that can fight against, some serious baddies like Scareglow in the Land of the Dead, just reinforced how amazing he is. But I didn't like seeing him die. And, in the next episode, they imply that he's gone. So that I didn't really like that. But from leading into what Stephen, I guess, may be saying, many people believe that wasn't the end of Orko, correct?
That I wasn't. I'm not really going along with that road. What I think I was trying to say is that does make a good point. Is it's sad that Orko's sacrifice leads to we don't know what. If we were coming back from these when we first saw these episodes before we started getting hints of the latest trailer, but it was more of a sadness of happiness for him in a way because he had no confidence in himself, and it took him. I don't know how to describe this. It took him. It feels like if this is considered a continuation of the original series, it took him too long to find out that he is more than what he thinks he is. And that's, I think, where the sadness comes from. But you also feel pride for him when he turns to Evelyn and literally says that line, "I'm doing it." And he's finally showing to his friends that he's not useless. He's not just a trickster and a joker, that he's more.
Absolutely.
And those revelations, even in our real life, is we all expect to have those moments, whether it's in front of friends, loved ones, family. We wait for that day sometimes, not just to prove to ourselves, but to prove to others that we are more than what people try to judge us as, look at us as. And that's where I got my attachment to that whole scene.
I get it. That's wonderful.
Sorry, I
I
didn't mean to
was
get
just
emotional on that one. I'm sorry.
no, but I feel that because I can't even really express just how angry I was that he was gone. I mean, even though he did it like in a heroic way to save the others, I was just like, of all people, why him? you know, why him? So it's ugh. And if I thought that was gonna make me mad, how about this episode here? Episode man, episode 5.
Episode race change.
Um,
Didn't they swap?
which one? Great
What?
Grayskull?
Yeah, didn't they swap one of them?
They did, but you know what? I gotta say that didn't really bother me that
Oh
much.
no, it didn't bother me. I'm just calling it out as what that is.
Oh yeah. They so totally freaking did that. But with this one, where yeah, where the heck this has to be the episode that I loathed the most to date.
Well,
Today, what about you guys?
I agree 100% because here we really see how cruel Tila is. This is sort of like, you know, the cruelest that she can be. She comes across, first of all, if I were Tila and I ran across Prince Adam again, I would just be like wrapping my arms around the guy, you know, like it would be like, Adam, you're alive. I can't believe, you know, or what, it doesn't even matter where we were in this kind of disjointed universe that they're in. Mm-hmm. I would be so elated. I would be running over to him, putting my arms around him. Just, is it really you? You know, like, oh my God, I'm so happy. You know, everything. I would just, even though you're probably not supposed to do that, but I don't care. I would just be filled with emotion. I would be so happy to see him. I wouldn't even question it. I would just be like, I'm so happy to see you. And honestly, that should have been an inspirational and happy moment, even if you are surprised. Like, she was surprised to be greeted by him. But I personally just would have just been elated and jumped up and down for joy and just been so happy. I don't even think the rest of the stuff would have even mattered. I just would have been like, I missed you so much. You'll never believe what's going on, you know, all that sort of stuff. So that's what I would say and do. What do you guys think?
I would think, and I can't remember what movie. No, not movie. I think I got this pretty much from soap operas where there's the person who you thought was dead and you saw the car blow up. You know, you saw it blow up and you're angry that they're dead. And then all of a sudden, you know, the doorbell rings and you don't think anything of it. And you open the door and that's them. And it's like the first instinct they have is to slap the crap out of them. And then they just start crying and then they just start hugging them. And they're just like, do you know what you did to me? You're done and I can't believe it. And don't leave me ever again. I mean, that I could, if they would have did that, I would have bought that because she would have went from really angry to just, these are my feelings and I miss you. And losing you was the worst thing that ever happened in my life. You know, I don't care that you didn't tell me who you were. The only thing that I care about is that I actually get to see and I get to touch you again.
Yes.
It's just like,
why didn't
they tap into that? Oh, well, heck yeah. I mean,
I definitely, my hands would be all over Adam. There, I said it. I know it's not popular opinion.
I mean, because that's, and I want to say, and I don't know exactly who this writer is, but that was a missed opportunity right there. Totally a missed opportunity, you know, there, because they could have actually yet another chance for them to redeem just how much of just an insensitive witch Tila was. I think we would have been able to forgive her for all the other crap if she just would have gotten real at this moment. But instead, she's very condescending. She's very snarky towards him. It's all about her and her feelings and what you did to me. And even though he says, but I died, it's like that didn't even faze her. It's like there seems to be all of these points where they could have transformed Tila to, okay, I really need to stopped acting like this and actually get real. But no, they don't.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
it
no,
just
there would have
makes
been
you. Oh, go ahead.
there would have been tears falling down her face when he said, "But I died." Like, she would have been crying to even have to be reminded of how traumatic that was for her. Like, that experience of losing him and then having to think about losing him, like he reappears, and then just for him to realize how important the fact that he sacrificed himself for her and everyone else, for him to see the tears rolling down her face, because that's what would be happening, right? You would be just so overcome with emotion, and for him to say, "But I died," like that hurt me. Gee, that hurt me. And I'm not Tila.
Stunning and Brave Megatron, who, if you follow me on Twitter, he just did some killer artwork. We got matching outfits now. He says dudes can't even die without getting nagged anymore.
Oh. It's true, though. No one's allowed to respect the sacrifice. That's what this whole show's about. Look at Orko. He's gone in a moment. They're not mourning him either. Mossman, remember first episode gone. He's there too.
Yeah.
They do not pay any respect to fallen comrades, especially comrades that have probably saved them more than they have saved them. There's no respect of the dead, even in the afterlife. Think about that. Even in the afterlife, she is disrespecting his memory to his face.
Yeah. And, at this point, no, I agree with you. And at this point, I'm thinking, and if I were Tila, I would do everything in my power to make sure that Adam stayed alive. This is just me. I would have, it's not that I don't respect the original plan. It's not that. I would be so driven with emotion and feelings for Adam. I personally, as Tila, would be so driven with emotions for Adam that I would be like, screw this. Nothing's happening to this guy. Nothing's happening to this man. We need him, and I'm not going to allow what happened the last time. I definitely don't want him to sacrifice himself, in a situation again and that's what makes this part of this episode so saddening to me, is that by him putting himself in a position to act again a second time, to put himself, back on Eternia, he revokes his ability to have an afterlife. And it's bullshit, man.
I did not like that. I did not like that, just at all. And not only with having them do that, it's like they just made it so that, okay, you can't go back to paradise. So basically, you're screwed either way if this doesn't work. Hey, Steve says, hi there, Lorena. Hope you are well today. Well, I'm doing well and good to see you. Yeah, that didn't make sense. And then it's like they leave things kind of, hopeless. I get it, where it's like, okay, there's nothing to lose, but then they go and kill him again. And he gets shivved like he's in a prison yard. Okay, that's exactly pretty much what he
episode of Oz.
That's what I told people as soon as I saw that. I said, do you remember a TV show on HBO called Oz? Okay. Where they're just out in the yard or whatever, and seems like any other day, and then next thing you know, this guy just gets shivved with a prison shank.
Yes.
And before he can even get, because usually the person's like, okay, I'm going to tell you, and he can't get it out because he goes, he shivs him. Yeah, literally, he can't even get his catchphrase out. And yeah. And they just shiv. It's just like, I'm like, how disrespectful to the character can you be? And I think he even took it more personal, because he's in the middle of saying his catchphrase.
I am Sailor Moon.
In this
Moon
movie,
Prison
yes.
Power. I'm sorry, Moon Prison
I
Power.
will never get that out of my head.
But
dude,
there's
ever.
one thing we forgot. Did you
Ever.
realize that the most emotion she has put forth in this thing was towards Roboto?
You know what? You're absolutely right about that. Hey, Christine.
She put more emotion into the vibrator with Man-at-Arms' memories than anything else.
That's disgusting.
Well, am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
No, you're not wrong, dude. You're really not.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's because Andra had a hand in it.
And Roboto has a lot of attachments. Let's not forget either.
Yeah, her
Like
good
a slap
girlfriend
chop.
thinks that Roboto is
But
all that.
even Roboto is sacrificed. There's so many sacrifices, so many fallen in these 5 episodes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to ruin it for anyone. It was already ruined, but come on.
But you're right. The way that they just go through everybody, it's like, Orko sacrifices, himself. Then, you got, Roboto, boom, blowed up,
Who?
Before you join the gang, I just want you to know there's a high turnover rate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of anger directed at everyone else but my own bullshit. I'm sorry.
Then we lose He-Man. Again. It's oh my God.
Technically, we lose them twice. If you look at it this way, He-Man and Prince Adam both get stabbed in 5 episodes twice.
Yeah, and it's just as painful as the first time. That weird penetration. I have no other way to describe it. Like stabs him, but then it penetrates his stone. I'm like, this is perverted. Like this is weird. Who came up with that?
It's not like he died trying to save the village, because you have the hero who's trying to hold stuff up, and then the last person gets, through, and then everything collapses. He didn't go out like that.
No.
It was just like a punk ass move. How he got out, and it turns out it's Skeletor. Like, yeah, okay, I can see Skeletor doing something like that, but still, it just no.
There is a funny part. There's a funny part though too. You have to do it this way. Evelyn had kept Skeletor in her purse the whole time.
You know what?
It's funny you just said that, because I was going to say it's like they turned Adam into this person on the train late at night with a purse, clutching a purse, and everybody's like, "I got you, punk!" Like it's like just such an odd position to put him in when he is essentially one of the most powerful men in the universe, so to speak. So it's like such an odd position that he's always finding himself in. And honestly, no one finds themselves in these positions, because no one on earth is ever going to get stabbed by a sword and then have the sword, like go through or do something
Unless you're
like
Screech.
How on
your
earth is that ever going to happen? Yeah, like it's like such an odd position to put him in. That wouldn't happen. Like it's weird. It's weird. I don't understand it, but it was written down and animated.
Yeah, I just did not like how he went out. And then not only that, but you have Evil Lynn looking, sheepish, like, I had to
for the first
this.
time in the whole series, right?
Yep, back to put my collar on. Boss is here. Time to get back to the kitchen and make myself some magical sandwiches. Evil Lynn.
She would never. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's right. I was going to agree with what you're saying. Go ahead, Lorena.
No, she would never. She's never skulked away. Even when Skeletor would get his ass handed to him, she would just look disgusted and then leave, because she's just like, "Yet again, you suck, and I know you suck." I would never see her just like, "Okay, I guess I got to go follow my man." I was just doing what my man told me to do.
Hold on. I just got a message from Roboto.
You're so wrong for that. You're so wrong for that.
What was that, Roboto? Yeah,
You
yeah.
are so, oh my
You
gosh,
felt
you were
what was
so
that? You
wrong.
felt fear?
So wrong with
I'm
that.
sorry you felt fear, Roboto. I'm so sorry.
Tom Jr. Jackson,
Huh?
hello. Says, hey, Lorena Creole, and
Tom.
great show. And I am excited for part 2 of the He-Man series on
Yes.
Netflix. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm interested to see how this winds up. Let's put it that way. But I'm glad you're excited. Excitement is good, and I hope it turns out the way that you want. There's some people who just love it. There's some people who are just not thrilled with it, and I'm kind of the school of thought where they should have just released it all so we could get all of it
Yeah.
and we didn't have to wait.
We can get
Exactly.
all of our frustrations out.
I'm not trimming my nose here. I was making a joke with the whole vibrator with the adopted dad's
God.
thoughts. What was that? Yeah, yes, Roboto. I get it. Yeah, calm down.
It's kind of ridiculous. Oh, let's see. Well, there's 18 of you folks.
And yet
in
we
here.
find Man
Oh,
at
go ahead.
Arms.
Oh no, go ahead.
I'm sorry. And yet we find Man at Arms coming back again, right? And I think that that's very interesting. I'm trying to figure out how Tila, is going to rectify this relationship she has with Man at Arms. And
I'm sorry. I'm laughing at the series,
Yes.
not you. I'm laughing at the series, not you. Sorry.
There are a lot of unanswered questions that we have at the end of this, even despite the fact that, we see Adam and he gets, as you say, shivved again. We're really left where Tila's neither here nor there. She's still bitchy. She's still, very negative. It's unfortunate that they left her at that point, because it's almost like she has this poison inside of her in a way, in my opinion. And now she's lost Adam again. It's the second time she's lost this man. It's, as far as I'm concerned, it's a disaster. But that's how I looked at this part.
What I can't believe is how Joker got to Eternia and was able to stab Prince Adam and He-Man twice. I still haven't been able to. Yeah, I did say Joker. I said Joker. Yeah, I did.
Oh man! First
Sorry.
of all, there's over 20 of you in here watching. Thank you so very
Yes.
much. We do appreciate that. Certainly appreciate that. Please do smack that like button as well and share the stream out for sure. Daniel Carhoon, and thank you so much for being here. Did you get to see the He-Man cartoon from 2002 that lasted for 39 episodes? And Stinkor, the Snake Men, and other characters made their animation debuts. Yes, I did. I'm actually, I think I have 4 more episodes left in the first season, and I'm loving that. Oh my gosh, it's absolutely amazing, and I think it's part of it has to do with its drawn anime style as well. So it adds this different dimension, especially to the fight scenes and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's fabulous. It's fabulous. I need to actually get that like on
Blu-ray.
DVD, Blu-ray. Yes, I need to get that because it is
VHS.
absolutely beautiful. VHS,
Laserdisc.
funny. Hey, Zevius
Hey,
says,
Zevius.
hey, gang, good to see you all. Well, good to see you there as well. Let's see. Yes, thank you,
Hi, Kaylee.
Kaylee, so much for that. John Bennett says, I'm enjoying the convo. It's funny. Well, I'm
Thank you.
glad you're
Thank you.
enjoying it. Glad you're
Thank you.
enjoying it there.
The after show is me crying for 20 minutes while trying to eat this hoagie. Oh, God. Why?
I know,
Why?
I know,
No,
right?
no,
Oh,
I don't
boy.
want to see his name. His name is like Voldemort, except Voldemort's actually entertaining.
Here we go.
It's Soydemort. Soydemort.
With Kevin Smith, it's just
Oh,
like
this boy.
so much of this could have just been solved if he would have just kept his mouth shut.
And
in a way.
Orko's mouth shut. Both of them.
Well, yeah, both of them, but Kevin Smith for the most part, because it's like, dude, if you were going to do a series and you say you wanted to focus it on Teela, okay, fine, because it's Masters of the Universe, not He-Man. But that's how you sold it. That's how you sold it. And then the people who pushed back onto it, I'm really trying to keep this straight.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
And I'm
Roboto got out of hand. I'm sorry.
I'm totally failing on this.
Is it still more damage though?
It's like if you wanted, is it what?
Is it still more damage control? Is he still talking now?
When is this from? No, this was from in August. However, but this is because part 2 is going to air on the 23rd. And yes, we are actually going to have a show on the 23rd talking about the part 2 episodes, where it pretty much just confirms it's an all-female plot line. Now that wouldn't be a problem if he was just upfront and honest and said that. But he didn't do that. And then when people push back on him, like say, Clownfish TV, who reported, this is a rumor, we don't know for sure, but this is what it seems like it is. They got dragged through the mud, and impugned and called liars and, all of that. When in reality, hey, Griffin Turbo, Kevin Smith should have just said, you know what? Why don't you wait till you see what it is and, and make up your mind there. But no, decided to try to, piss off the fans.
That man did not keep a straight story, even if he was a pencil. Like that man was all over. They know the rubber pencil when you shake the pencil, it starts rubbering it because of the eye. That guy's story was flimsy like that. He just wouldn't stop. And then they did, what was it? Right after the release, they did that Kevin Smith Smodcast thing with the voice actor of Orko. And it was literally watching two grown men so insecure on camera, circle jerking themselves with stories. And then they had that other guy pop in underneath who was like trying to be like edgy and witty. And I'm just like, you got hit a lot on the bus, didn't you? Like we did that. I was like, this is bad.
It was just not Kevin Smith was cool when I was in college. Been a long slide down the hill ever since. Because I loved Clerks. I loved Clerks too. I loved Chasing Amy. I really liked Dogma. Dogma was actually pretty good. I like Dogma.
I like, honestly, this toy. Hold on, where can I quote it? Well, come on, play. Oh no, it's broken now. I think I broke it.
And it's Toy Story's moms were too funny. Y'all are too funny. Whose voice was that?
Daryl actually sent me a gift back from a con on my birthday, and I just got it yesterday. And it's the Generation 2 Optimus Prime with the talking voice back from the box from the 90s and the full trailer. So I'm just like, yeah. It was more interesting than hearing about Kevin Smith. I'm sorry. Not saying you as being as Kevin. When you hear Kevin Smith now, you no longer see what he's accomplished. You only see what he is failing, and it's kind of weird. His teetering point was when he had that heart attack on stage, and he used that to promote himself and actually share his story, being real. But from that moment, it's been a decline with him. It's been a big decline.
I think it's like with what Cameron Pasha said when he was on the show, and we were talking about, what's up with Kevin Smith. He wants to be in the club. Before it was like, hey, I'm just, a film nerd, like you guys. I'm just like you guys, which is part of the reason why people seem to like his film so much, because it's like, hey, it's this guy just like us. He made this movie. That's pretty funny. Let's go check it out. But no, he wants to be in the Hollywood club and get invited to all the parties and all of that. And that's what he wanted instead. And that's, and that's where he went. So it's like, if he has to throw the fans under the bus to do it, that's what he's going to do, because he had totally stopped talking about this and was talking about Clerks 3. You notice you haven't really heard anything about Clerks 3. No one's talking about Clerks 3 at all, which is a shame, because I was actually looking forward to Clerks 3, considering the first two that I liked. And the first one, that conversation about the contractors on the Death Star, that is one of the funniest ever.
Like, I still watch Jason Mewes, because Jason Mewes actually has his own Twitch, right? He does his own gaming. He talks to his fans. Like, he does it like once in a while, and he's still himself, which is funny. And then you try to see him doing stuff with Smith, and it's like you go blank slate. It's like you've lost the respect of being a fan towards him. And Clerks 3, I think the He-Man is a result of him it was a way for him to get into that circle, like you said, but also to get funding for that Clerks 3. And I think in a way, this was a way to see how far he would sell his soul to a franchise and disrupt it for his own personal gain.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. Let's see. Tom Jr. Jackson says, now this is my opinion. Opinions are okay, my dear. I don't think Kevin Smith did anything wrong. I'm sorry, but that's how I see it.
No, he is the middleman. We do know that the lead person in charge of Netflix for this series and others ones is an activist. We've gone through that history. But he could still have been somewhat true to himself and just kept his mouth shut if he didn't feel like he should say anything, unless he was forced into damage control. But I don't think Netflix goes along those lines. This is an opinion too. Like, I don't think anyone who likes the show is an enemy of anyone. Like, you're not a bad person. Opinions are what's great about having the freedom of thought and freedom of conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You have some people. Go ahead, my dear.
I think that we didn't agree with some of the decisions that Kevin Smith has made. And, and that does happen. So, it's unfortunate that it's happened in this particular show because some of those decisions have resulted in, some of these character developments that aren't appealing. And so, that for me is a concern of mine. But, I don't know. What's odd about Kevin Smith's situation is that this was not a dream of his. I think he was excited to be involved in any show production, whether it be animated or a movie or whatever, a live action. But his comments about that just, didn't sit right with many fans. And I can understand, when he said, when he commented, how he may not necessarily have been the biggest fan of the program, which is okay. You don't have to be a big fan of an IP, but you have to love what you're writing. You just have to love what you're putting out there for fans. And, we're not expecting everybody to be experts. We're not asking for that. We're just asking for a great story and, for it to kind of be somewhat true to what we know. So that's what I think most fans want. And, it seems like we don't get it all the time. And in this particular case, we didn't necessarily get it here. But there are a lot of fans who are like, I'm just so happy to see, Masters of the Universe back. And I can understand how they feel. They will look at it and say, we're just grateful that there's even a series that's coming. Who knows? Maybe he won't even be involved in future projects with this and it can keep going and things could possibly change. So, we don't know what's going to happen, but, I think his decisions that he made it was disappointing to some people. So, it's unfortunate.
It's more than just the decisions if we want to break it down. Let's not even look at the fact of the series itself. Let's look at his hearsay back and forth of saying I'm a super fan, now saying I'm a fan, then I'm not a fan. Then we actually proof, even in Comic Book Man, saying he's not a fan. This isn't going back in a common trend that honestly, at the end of the day, he either should have kept his mouth shut or stuck with his story, because something when we've all been taught and raised as is that you can never keep a lie straight like the truth. A lie can always be misinterpreted and forgotten because it's a lie. It is not what actually happened. Even memory, he can falter once in a while, but he was up and down with different types of things. And that's where people started finding the mistrust and the dissolution of the bait and switch. We're getting one thing, we're seeing a title of another thing, but we're not getting a streamlined, conscious story with his delivery. And that's where a lot of the fans were up and down. That's my in an opinion set format.
Yes.
You
Yes.
never apologize for your opinion. Yeah, Tom Jr. Jackson, you're definitely entitled to that. I know for and you know what? Actually, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I think it should have been mentioned up front that it was a 2-part show from the start. Plus, this is better than the other He-Man show on Netflix. That second part, I don't have an opinion yet because I'm watching that with my nephew because that's with his age group. So I'm going to check that out. But yes, it should have been, release all of it. It should have been mentioned that it was a 2-part show. And Kevin Smith should have just been honest and said, hey, it is about Teela.
Mm-hmm. But
and he didn't, and if he would have said that, no one would have had a problem. And I think
exactly.
that's the thing. Some fans, I won't say all, some fans do not like being taken for a ride like that.
No,
And that's I think that's what most people have the issue
see,
with that.
And the other
also,
thing I'm sorry.
Ladies first.
The other thing I wanted to mention is that let's say hypothetically, if he had said this is going to be about Teela, then I would have gone to the store and bought the Teela figure. You know, like I would have been excited about this because this just would have been something that I thought would have been really cool because I like the Teela character and I would have liked to see, and maybe I would have also bought the Evelyn character. And, you know, just kind of like enjoyed having, yeah, it would have been fun to enjoy these figures and kind of, you know, smile about the show that we saw and, you know, have the figures up on a shelf somewhere or pose them somehow. But they kind of took that away from some of us because, you know, the way that Teela was represented, at least let's say in these first 5 episodes, they kind of took away a little bit of that joy that I might have had with that.
It was the bitch of the universe, pretty much. But let's look at this one. Let's look at the fact that when we got word of the Orko incident, and they were automatically assuming that everyone that from the original series that grew up with that or liked it or still watches it hated Orko. Where did that assumption come from? No one. I have never seen anyone where it's like it's been a mainstream thing where people hate Orko. He is comedy relief, but he is also loyal to his friends. There has never been anything where people are like, "Oh, F that Orko guy." That has never been a pretense. That is another thing that falls in those lines. It's all those things. But Tom Junior Jackson, what I've heard that show, the 3D animated one that's more based for kids, is supposedly more He-Man than what Kevin Smith gave for the Adult Revelations series. So I guess it all depends on the viewer and the intake. But I'm done with Smith. I can't put energy in it. And I don't hate the man. I hate the actions. It's not the man. It's the actions. That's where we have to differentiate.
I would have to agree. Kind of like for me, Dogma is the end of anything to do with Kevin Smith for me. I will watch anything from Dogma backwards because he's got props as a filmmaker for that. When the activism comes in, it's just like, no, it's like, don't lie to the fans. You can subvert our expectations, but don't lie to the fans. And for whatever reason, that's what he felt like he had to do. It doesn't make him a bad person, but that's the that's the reality of it.
Can I add 2 things so quickly? One's with Daniel. Yes, Ted Biaselli. That's the name I was trying to remember. That's the activist behind the shows and stuff on Netflix. But and I want to add one more thing to his podcast. If you don't like it, don't talk about it. Who the hell are you to freaking say that? That's what critics are there for. You're just telling all the movie industry, all the movie critics, if you don't like it, don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Blind sheep to the well. Let's go.
But that also brings up Ted Biaselli, when you talk about activists, because that's part of this. Here's the thing. This was sold and marketed as a He-Man show, primary character storyline. That's how it was marketed. And then it turns out that's not what it was. So it's like the bait and switch going there. So some people are just like, what? You don't trust the fact that if it was Teela, we would be into it. And that's exactly what these activists were trying to say. And I forget which article it was, but they said, well, if people found out that it was a Teela story, they would be bigoted and they wouldn't go see it. They would be sexist and they wouldn't go see it. And it's like, no, that's not true. Because if you knew the character of Teela and how integral she was to the whole Masters of the Universe, that wouldn't have been a problem. People would have totally been on board with that. But what that tells me is you do not trust your fans. You don't trust your fans to come to your particular product. And if you don't trust the fans, you really don't deserve their loyalty. That's my opinion.
And why couldn't you deliver a Teela like we got with the original She-Ra? Not that Travesty I will never touch. That caused a whole lot of crap across the board. She-Ra and the lesbians of the universe, whatever it was. But it's like Teela has that capability, especially if they're going down that road to be like whatever. You could literally have made her look like a She-Ra character without giving her the powers of like the Grayskull. Because technically she is the daughter of the sorceress, right?
Right.
So why didn't they just try to a She-Ra format to her instead of making her.
I think that's where it's going to go, and this is just my crystal ball. $2 that might, in my opinion, might get you a cup of coffee. I think eventually they are going to wind up revealing that, yes, she is the daughter of the sorceress. Because, remember, Man at Arms was trying to tell her, and Evelyn was like, oh, no, we don't have time for that broken family dysfunctional nonsense. We got things to do. So I think they'll wind up, of course, revealing what that is. I really hope they don't stick with the Evelyn as a thirsty chick. That no, because she's not like that. But I do notice, and we were talking about this in the last episode, that Evelyn looks very feminine, extremely feminine compared to Teela. So I'm worried what they're gonna do with her.
Oh no, you think they're going to change her appearance?
I don't know if they'll change her appearance or they'll go with the whole thing of femininity is a problem.
I just hope they give her yoga pants. Come on, Evelyn in yoga pants? Come on. How many people? One in the chat if you want to see Evelyn in yoga pants. I
would. First of all, she's a hot character.
She's hot.
But what I don't like is just like the demonization of femininity, and I don't know. I'm worried what they'll do. That's my concern. I'm worried about what they will do with Evelyn, because this article where they state basically is they come from the premise of they were making it as if Teela and Evelyn were always in the shadows of the men.
Yeah, they really emphasize that.
Is it me or is He-Man's nipples lopsided?
I did not even pay attention to that.
Like the way off on the sides. Is anyone else noticing this? Like, why is his nipples on the side? What is going? I'm just noticing this now. Like, I didn't notice this during the whole episode.
What's up with the numbers?
What numbers? Oh, because I said if you want to see Evelyn in the yoga pants, that's why I said check 1.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah,
that's right.
I'm definitely a 1 on that. I would like to see that. Tom Jr. Jackson says it was a marketing crap fest. Really, that's what it boils down to. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Look at the cereals and all the stuff that He-Man on the main cover of everything, and then what was the free toy? It was just a complaint list from Teela. I'm sorry.
And the cliffhanger for part 1 left me scream, what? Made me want part 2 right there and then. Yeah, that's why I don't like that they left it, that way. Not only having He-Man die again, but how he did. And leave it that way. It just made no freaking sense to me. Xavier says they should have just made it a Teela show. You all saw a tweet of her I did a while back that had over 500,000 impressions. I think I remember that, Xavier.
Yes.
Seriously,
remember seeing that.
Revelation, a Teela story would have made perfect sense because she's coming to the revelation that not only is that she has something that she is fearful. Even Scareglow brought up in that episode. There's your whole plot. There's your storyline. There's your hero's path.
Yeah, Tom Jr. Jackson. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yes, I want to see it so badly. I want to see Evelyn, go, so Skeletor, do you think I was waiting around for you while you were out and about? I've got all this covered and you're a goner, or whatever she would say.
She's done it before. Several times.
Yes. Tom Jr. Jackson, you hit the nail on the head. I'm hoping we see that.
Oh God,
What do you think, Steven?
What I think? What I got? I'm going to show you something right here because this needs to be. It's nothing bad, but I want to show you like a statue of Evelyn that came from the Masters of the Universe gallery. I'm sorry, it's the back end. I'm trying to find the front end. Where's the other? I think this is it. Oh my God!
What? Are you serious?
This is an actual statue. Yes, this Sideshow Collectibles. Hold on, I'm not done.
Oh my gosh.
So you can't tell me.
Shut up and take my money.
that
yes,
you can't have a
Yes, I can
feminine,
cosplay
strong,
that.
evil Lynn and look at this statue. I'm sorry the booty came first, but that's how you get the viewers. But
wow,
damn,
sexy.
I think it even I don't know if it lights up or they attach. You can literally just attach an LED
I
to
hope
that.
it like it has. I hope it lights
Look
up.
at that! Look at that booty!
Right.
Look at that booty! And the
I
snakes
want
too.
that
Look at that!
figure.
I want that booty too. Look,
Amazing.
yoga pants. I'm telling you, yoga pants.
That
Sorry.
is freaking gorgeous. I love
Wow.
Yeah. Does she look like feminism is bad here? Like she no.
Mm-mm.
Feminism
No, it's like
is
that.
Isn't this
she
the
could be my
same
school teacher.
company that did the Tila statue too?
Yeah. This is the ones where we usually see. I think where we see a lot from ads and stuff. Now I gotta show you something else that comes with this. This doesn't come with it. I don't know if it comes with it, but
and what
you can't
company
tell me
is
that Skeletor sideshow. Look at the
Look at
Skeletor in the back.
Skeletor. Oh,
Look at that! Look at that! So what? Like
wow.
all the stuff is there.
That
Wow.
is incredible.
That's insanely cool. That is, oh man, that's perfect.
I love it. Oh my gosh, that just looks.
Oh, and they have a modesty cape if you want to use the modesty cape. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I guess it should be modest too. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, Cavatano, attractive feminine character. They are going to kill her. You know what? After they shivved He-Man, anything could freaking happen in this.
Yeah,
well, I guess Tila's going to make it through, right?
Yeah, because she's got the non-feminine haircut. Zen Waters says, "Hello, my dear. It looks like at first Evil Lynn is like an evil sorceress, and that's the impression that you get of her. That's exactly what she's supposed to be. That's why she's the sorceress's nemesis. They're always, squaring off. I freaking love that. Oh my gosh, I need that. I need that tramp stamp on Evil Lynn is in the wrong place."
Hold on, what? I got is that in the wrong place? I don't know. Really? We don't know how far the snakes go down. Look how far they go up where her hair is. Her helmet is. Look right there. Look, their snakes are still going up. So that means the snakes go, oh, damn. Oh, yeah. So you can still, as you see here, by the dumplings, the snakes just intertwine. I'm sorry. I'm a horrible person.
Oh, my gosh, dude. I just want that statue. I really do, because it's
I got
just
Tila with a goatee here for you too.
Absolutely. What? Oh no.
Yes.
No.
Tila at ours.
Just Arwen, are you evil, Lynn? Zen Water says, "Lorena, sorry, I meant she is going to be an evil version of the Sorceress of Grayskull in the next season, with Skeletor having the poker."
The poker?
Power. Okay. Okay. The power. Okay. All right. Yeah, we corrected that one. Oh, okay.
Hold on. I have the poker.
And demonetized.
You're not going to be demonetized. Booty's going to demonetize that more.
We're going to have to get an OnlyFans channel.
Statues and booty. Come on a journey.
Oh my gosh. Well, folks, I think that is going to wrap it up for this episode. Please remember, next Tuesday, the 23rd at 5 p.m., we're going to be discussing the last 5 episodes of the season of Masters of the Universe Revelation. That's going to be dropping. So, bring your beer, bring your tears, bring your angst, bring your happy observations, because, we want to hear from everybody about it. We may have to get some Eternia beer.
I just want a paycheck.
Or we just look at that statue. Look at that.
Oh yeah. Where's Steven? He's still on that booty.
Look at that. Look at that. It's just like focus on that. Focus on the tramp stamp.
There is hope. If we can see a statue like that, there still is hope.
I would buy that outfit. I'm for real.
Oh, really?
I want to cosplay it, Kevin.
I need to get Rob in that outfit.
That's going to be a great cosplay.
You think Robert would look good in that outfit? We can probably get Robert My Burnett as the evil Lynn. Just another.
What?
I don't know. I'm just being weird now.
I could see him in the Skeletor outfit.
Yeah.
I would see Christine. See, there's plenty of us who want that cosplay.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, we know you would, Stunning and Bring Megatron. Oh, well, what do you have coming up this evening that you would like to let people know about? This evening or tomorrow? Shout it out.
It's going to be tomorrow. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be on Midnight Metal on the Burnett Work. As you said, next week I'm going to be on your channel talking about Masters of the Universe. I'm on my own channel. I have on Positive Fandom. I have a number of videos that have come out that are streaming onto YouTube and to Twitch. And I have periodically videos on The Wheel of Time, which is a new series that's coming out.
God.
As well as Star Wars stuff coming up. So it's exciting, and it's all good. It's all good.
Awesome. Fat Steven, what do you have going on this evening?
I'm trying to figure out maybe the chat can help me, one or two, one for YouTube, one for Twitch. I'm planning on doing maybe a little bit of the Halo Infinite beta tonight. It is free for a lot of players if you have Xbox Game Pass or on Steam. Other than that, I will be returning here tomorrow complaining to Lorena why she makes me watch so much goddamn He-Man of this crap. Followed by, we're doing Ghostbusters tomorrow, and I have seen that film today. Like I said, it's good. It's worthwhile. Stay till the end. There is supposedly a secret scene.
Oh, wow.
And I will give it this. It is the 80s mixed with the 2000s in a perfect blend of what films should be. And Jason Reitman deserves all the praise he can get.
Xavius is not on Twitter at the moment. No.
I'm not on Twitter, no. I'm going to look and see if I can add that to my list of things to do, but I'm not. So I'm going to try. And I will let you know, Xavius.
All right. Well, folks, I know for me tonight, I'm going to see Ghostbusters Afterlife in about 30 minutes.
Get those. If you can get the Ecto 1 bucket, do it, because right now they're going on eBay for $130.
I'm going to have to look in the seats of my car and find money, because I need that popcorn bucket. I absolutely need that popcorn bucket. So that's what I'm doing tonight. And of course, tomorrow at 12 noon on the lunch table, yes, we are talking Ghostbusters Afterlife. So please do come out, hang out with us. We're going to talk about the movie. I said no spoilers, but God, I really do want to keep it spoiler free, because this is one of those movies where I really want people to go and enjoy it and not get spoiled. Because if it's a crappy movie, I don't care if you freaking spoil it for me, but if it's a good movie, do not want it spoiled. So we are doing non-spoilers tomorrow at 12 noon for Ghostbusters Afterlife. Please do come and check that out. Also, for myself, Saturday evening, I will be doing a live stream from Epcot at Disney World. So we are going to be checking out the Christmas decorations that are around World Showcase Pavilion. So we're going to be hanging out and checking out all of that stuff at night. There's a festival of the holidays and lots of disrespectful treats and liquor that are going to be out. I'm probably not going to indulge, but we're going to take lots of pictures and go back and see what's out there. So folks, please do check that out. And as always, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for your support. Please do hit the like button, share the stream, subscribe to all of the people on this panel. Their details are in the description box. And I need that Evelyn outfit.
I need that Rudy too. Yoga pants.
And that statue. So, folks, have a great evening. Thanks for joining us. Thanks to all my panelists, and we will talk to you later. Bye. Rudy.